This is Michael here at ePapery. So I'm still working on my daffodil journal. You can see the front cover, which I think we did not that long ago. And I did add a journaling card to the front there, to the cover. So now I am busy making ephemera. And as you can see, I need a lot of it. So that's what we're working on today. Today, I would like to try and make another piece of ephemera with some window envelopes. I am kind of flying by the seat of my pants here, so let's see what we can do. This tray has all of my goodies for making things for this journal. So all of the little ephemera and fussy cuts that I have for this kit are in my little tray. Okay, so here I am showing you a piece of ephemera that I made recently. This is also made out of envelopes. The two side panels are envelopes. So it has tabs, and it's just basically a trifold. And it is held together by little Velcro dots. So you can either glue it down and like leave three sides of it open for another pocket, or you can decorate the back and clip it in with a paper clip. Either way, you can use it in your journal. So today I'm going to try and make another trifold, a little bit different than the last one. I'm going to be using 3 envelopes. 2 of them are window envelopes and 1 is not. And we will see how this goes. So I think I'm going to concentrate on the middle portion of this trifold to begin with. So first thing I'm going to do is take the middle envelope and cut just a tiny bit off the top of it so that I have a place to put a tag in that section. Okay, there we go. So now I think I'm going to fold up the bottom portion of the envelope to make another pocket. I'm also going to trim off just a tiny bit of that end of the envelope. That way I can actually have 2 pockets there if I want to. So now we have to think a little bit about how I'm going to attach these other 2 pieces. So I'm measuring to see how big I need the side envelopes to be. I think I have decided now what size. So I'm going to cut the envelopes down. And I think what I'm attempting to do here is I want one of those window envelopes to be so that the window is at the top, and the other one where the window is on the bottom. So here I'm marking where I think I need this to be cut. And then we will cut it off. save those two little pieces. We can do something else with them. So now I have them all pretty much the same size. So now I think I'm going to struggle here a little bit trying to figure out how this is going to go together. So bear with me. Okay, so I have decided here that I want to close the flap, and so I cut it at the fold so that I can put that pocket, close up that pocket. So I'm gluing the flap from that pocket down. There we go. Now that can move up and become the pocket. Well, here is where the struggle becomes real, people. I initially thought that I would use those flaps to attach to the base, and for some reason I decided that was too complicated for me. So I just glued the envelope closed. So we're going to have a pocket up there and a pocket down there. And you could have another pocket. You could have actually two pockets down there. So now I'm trying to figure out what size I need these other envelopes to be in order to fit properly the way I want them to fit. Now I'm trying to decide if I can use that flap or not to do that, and it just isn't gonna work. So at this point, I'm still trying to decide if I can use those envelope flaps to attach those side panels to the main panel. So I have finally figured out that it's going to be much easier for me to just glue the envelope flaps down. And we will hinge them a different way. So now I'm checking again to see exactly how big I want those side panels to be. So now I'm going to mark the envelope where I want to cut a portion of the envelope. So I'm going to take my guillotine here and cut off the portion of that envelope that I don't need. And it looks like I'm not very good at cutting. So I go back and try it a second time. There we go. Okay. So now we're deciding which way it's going to go. And I'm thinking, but I'm not inking. Oh dear. Okay, so now I have, at this point, decided where that one piece is going to go, and now I am looking at the second piece and trying to mark where I want to cut that off so that the two panels are going to meet. So I'm going to take my guillotine again and, well, first I'm going to glue that flap down. And then I'm going to cut it off where I marked it. There we go. And now we're back to fiddling with those two panels to make sure that they're going the direction I want them to go. In that instance, I had both of them on, both of the windows on the bottom, and that's not what I wanted. I wanted one on the bottom and one on the top. So my brain is trying to decide at this point how to accomplish that. And I'm also looking at how the pockets are going to work. At this point, I notice that the side panel is a little bit taller than the base piece, so I cut it down a little bit. Now I'm going to make hinges for each of those side panels so that they can be connected to the main piece. So I am using a lightweight file folder, scraps that I had left over from making my journal to begin with. So I've measured them and I am cutting them down to the correct length. Checking to make sure the length is okay. Now I'm going to take my scoreboard and score, just eyeballing it somewhere down close to down the middle of the strip. It's just a hinge, so it doesn't need to be perfect. I'm going to do that with both of those strips. And there we go. So now I'm going to fold them. Actually, before I fold them, I'm going to round the corners. I think the hinge is going to look much nicer if we do that. So now I'm doing the second one. All right, now I'm folding them. So now it's time to determine how I'm going to put the hinges on. So now I am determining which way I want the pocket to open on each of those side panels so that I know how I want this hinged. So I have decided that I want the pocket to open on the right side on this pocket. So I'm going to put my hinge on that right side in between the two layers of the envelope. I'm flipping it out to make sure that's what I want. And I'm thinking, okay, my hinge is a little bit long for some reason, I'm not sure why. So there I am putting the hinge on the inside. And then fitting it to make sure it's going to fit on the main envelope. I'm going to put some glue on the hinge. Now I've confused myself. So there we go. I finally got the hinge on where I want it to be, I think. So we're gonna lay that down and glue it, making sure that I have enough room so the hinge closes. There we go. So at this point, I decide to cut the excess of that hinge off. And now I am going to take it and apply the hinge to the main part of the trifold. I'm just checking to make sure it's going to fit properly. And I'm going to take my glue and get it glued to where it belongs. So here I am taking the main piece of the trifold and I am gluing that hinge to the back side of that envelope. And I'm burnishing it down with my bone folder. Kind of trying to erase a little bit of the glue that's there and testing it out to make sure that the hinge is working. At this point, I'm taking a small ticket or a piece of ephemera that I think is going to be about the right size that I want for that pocket. So I'm placing it in the pocket just to see approximately how big I need that pocket. Once I determine approximately where I need to have that pocket, then I make a mark on the back side of that envelope, and that's going to tell me where I can glue to form the pocket. I don't, not sure what all the hand waving is about, but so now I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to glue down the top area of that panel, and this will form the pocket. And then I'm going to get glue all over everything and try and find a towel so that I can wipe it up. There we go. Okay, so now I have that pocket formed there. And whatever I decide to put in there will be about the size of that ticket. All right. So now what we're going to do is put the hinge on the other side panel exactly in the same manner that we did the previous one. Now we have both hinges and both side panels on our main piece of the trifold. So now that we have both hinges on the trifold, I'm doing the same that I did with the other side, and I'm measuring the type of ephemera that I want to put in that pocket and marking so that I know where I need to glue it to make sure that we've got the pocket the appropriate size we need. So now I have both of the pockets on the side panels the right size. And so now I'm going to take a look at that inside pocket, and we're going to decorate it and glue it down so that it forms the pocket. So what I'm doing here is measuring paper that I want to put on the top of the pocket. So I'm just getting ready to cut that and to be able to put that on the pocket. Now that I have my inside pocket decorative paper cut, I need to go ahead and get my decorative paper on the rest of that panel before I'm able to glue down that pocket. So here I'm just measuring the paper that I'm going to put on that panel. So here I am gluing that decorative paper to the middle panel of my trifold and burnishing it down. Now we are able to glue our decorative paper onto that inside pocket. Before we are able to glue the sides of the pocket down, we need to ink around the pocket itself. And also, if you're going to put a thumb notch in the pocket, it would be better to do that now. So here we're putting the thumb notch in the pocket. And then we'll have to ink that thumb notch. And now we are able to glue the sides of the pocket down. And there we go. The middle panel of the trifold has been decorated. Now what I've decided to do to the side panels is to just put down some blank cream colored paper that can be used for journaling. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to measure that and make sure that I can get that all glued down. Now that the inside of the trifold is done, we need to decorate the outside. For me, the easiest way to decorate around a window is to just collage it. So that's what I'm going to do with the two side panels. I'm just going to collage them and just leave the window open. Once I'm done collaging, then I will turn the paper around and I will cut off all of the excess of the collage paper. Now you can continue and collage the second panel. Once we have both panels collaged, then what I'm doing here is I am trying to decide what type of tags to put in the pockets. You will also notice that I have used whale tail punch tabs to put one on each of those side pockets. So I took these tags and am making tags to put in those pockets. This one I already had from the kit. I'm going to put that in the middle pocket there. Close that up. Now I think I wanted to attempt to decorate these other tags a little bit. So that's what I'm doing here. So I have the tags decorated now, and I'm placing them into the pockets. So there's one. Shows up pretty nicely. And this is the second one. So now I'm just making sure that everything is inked and in its place. And I attach small Velcro dots to the two side panels for easy opening, and the project is now completely finished. I hope you enjoyed this project. I'm so happy that you joined me today. This pocket or trifold will be independently clipped into the journal. If you enjoyed the video, I would appreciate it if you would hit the thumbs up, and of course subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and leave me a comment as to how you feel about this trifold pocket. I apologize for the voiceover. I seem to be having problems with my phone audio when I film, so I apologize for that. Hopefully that won't continue. I hope that you have a wonderful day. See you next time. Bye.